Hi, this is Kim Peck at My Stamping Garage. I am using Stampin Up products to show you how to make this card. This is a kind of a pop-up flip card. So this is the front of it, and I've used the new Snailed It stamp set and the dies that match it. All of the products I'm using today are from Stampin Up. When you open this card, it pops up, and then this stays on the inside as well. So it's kind of a pop-up card. And it's kind of cute when you open it, it'll stay that way as well. So I'm going to show you how to make this card. I'm going to start with a real red cardstock base that I have folded in half. And then for the outside, I'm using the paper that also comes with that Snailed It set. So on the one side, it's got different fun little snails and mushrooms, and here's a couple of the other sheets that we'll be using, and the back sides. So it's a fun set of papers. I've been using quite a bit of it. At first I didn't think I would, but I have been. So I'm going to start by just putting a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch paper on the outside. And with this, make sure you stay just on the outer corners, because we are going to cut a circle out of the middle. And then when you flip it open, you're going to put a piece that is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. And you're going to put that so it's evenly spaced around the edges. And again, only put adhesive on those outer corners. We don't want the paper to stick to that circle that we're going to cut out. So you've got this. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut that out using our Stampin' Emboss machine. And I've used it with the stitched shapes dies. Here's the circle. And so I'm going to open this back up. And oh, by the way, when you put this one on the inside, make sure the hearts are going up. When you fold it down, it's going to be, the other way, but otherwise when you open it, it's going to look funny. So I'm going to put this right in the center. Let me see if I can find my other plate. And I'm going to run this through the Stampin' Emboss machine. Make sure that's where I want it. Okay. Whoops, moved on me. Hold on just a second. Get this out and better equipped here. There we go. Send that through. Okay. And then when I take this off, I am going to get a circle with stitching around it, and you're going to pull that out, and it's going to have paper on both sides. However, you're going to take those off because you did not put adhesive on that center part. So you're going to end up with something that looks like that. And then I've already pre-cut a piece of cardstock that it was 5 by 4, because I want it to fit in the middle and not hang over the edges. So it's about like that when you go inside, and I'm going to cover most of that. So, and then I scored at 2 inches, and this is all in the written instructions too, but at 2 inches, at 3 inches, and 4 inches. And then I'm going to accordion fold that so that it looks like this. When I adhere that to the inside, the other thing, I probably shouldn't have put adhesive under here because I want to pull these up. Let me see if I can carefully do that. I should have just put adhesive on the inside on the top corners on this one. But hopefully I'll be able to pull it up. We're going to layer it back down, so even if it lifts a little bit of the paper up, we'll be fine. Okay, so when I put this down, I want it to be about 1 inch from the base. So I'm going to put some adhesive, and I am using the Stampin' Seal Plus. It's a little stronger than normal since it's kind of a 3D item. And then I'm going to put this and just put it so it's at about that 3 1/4 inch mark. Evenly spaced from both edges and hopefully straight, like so. So I've just got that attached down right now. And then I am going to go ahead and attach these two. And I found the easiest way to do that is to actually close this. So I'm going to go ahead and close this down so that when I go to fold it shut, it's not going to stay popped up in a weird way. And now I can go ahead and finish putting those down so that it's going to cover those little tabs and things in there. Okay, there we go. Do it on this side. All right. And then I'm also going to put another piece that is 3 1/4 by 5. Sorry, 5 1/4 on the inside. On the bottom. And it covers your little mechanism as much as possible. You could also run some designer paper across here if you wanted to, a 1-inch strip, 1 inch by 5 1/4, if you wanted to cover that whole thing. I didn't find it necessary, and I thought it might be helpful for you to actually be able to see the mechanism when I did this. So now we're ready to fold this back shut again. And next we're going to take a little strip, and I used a 1 1/2 by 2 1/4 inch strip, which apparently I forgot to cut. So let me do that real quick. And then I'm going to take that little piece, and actually it's the piece that I cut out of the middle here. In the written instructions, you'll see that, where I cut that little window piece out so it wouldn't show through this circle. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to fold it so that I have about 1 inch from the base. And you want this part to be at least 1 1/4 inches. You want it to stick beyond this little ledge here. So I'm going to put adhesive just on the base of this and put it right in the middle, like so. And then when I go to shut this, the easiest way to adhere this piece is to flip this over, close your card, and then put adhesive just on this piece. So let me do that real quick. And then line your circle up with your hole, like that. So now your flip mechanism works. And then for the outside, I'm going to decorate, and I have pre-cut these pieces, but I used the snail dies. They come in a set like this. This makes a little envelope, and a lot of these, they go with the snailed it stamp set that looks like this. And the dies will cut this, the little envelope, a little word bubble for this, and there's a square and some mushrooms and hearts. So there's all kinds of things, and it actually works with the designer paper as well. And so that's what I did. I took a little piece of the designer paper with this snail, and I used this little die. There are a couple of bigger snails that you can also cut out of a different piece with dies, but I'm going to use the small one for this one. And then I cut a mushroom out of the yellow, my large mushroom. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Yeah, the large mushroom on the yellow and the small mushroom on the blushing bride. And then I also cut this little thing out of that paper that had the different word bubbles. And here's my little die for that. So I cut those pieces out. I've pre-done that because you all probably have used a die cutting machine. So there are our pieces that we need. Let's set these back aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and decorate what I've done here. And I'm going to use dimensionals for this piece. And the reason I'm putting this piece on is it keeps this circle from popping through the top. Sometimes if it's not tight enough, it'll kind of pop up. And so this kind of keeps it in place. So I'm just going to put that there, and it overlaps just a little bit. But it also doesn't get in the way when you open that. And then I'm going to decorate my little circle. I'm going to use my snail, and I did pop him up as well. You could also decorate this before you put it on if you want to, but And I'm going to stick my little mushroom here. And I think I did pop this one up. I don't know if I have any of my tiny ones, so I'm not going to do it on this one, but it's real cute if this mushroom is popped up a little bit too. And I'm going to put him over the top. And then the last thing I'm going to do to decorate the outside is I have pre-tied a ribbon using some of our white linen ribbon. And I'm going to use a glue dot to put that in place. So if you've not used glue dots before, make sure that you put your embellishment or your ribbon against the glue dot while it's still on there and pick it up. This is how I always attach my bows now. Those glue dots are very sticky. They hold really well. But if you try to take them off with your finger, they're going to stick to your fingernails. So it's best to put your embellishment against that and then pick it up. So there's the outside of our card. And now to finish the decorating on the inside, I'm going to take a white piece of paper and my Real Red stamp pad and the "You Snailed It" saying from the stamp set. I'm going to stamp that. And then I'm going to use my punch to punch this out. I liked the way the edges on this looked. I thought it looked like a snail. And then I am going to pop that up on the inside as well. And sometimes it doesn't always need this piece to be popped up, but for this one, I found it easier if my inner piece didn't want to stay put. This one will hold it down. So having a little height on that kind of gives it something to use to hold that up. So that way it won't try to fold down and close. If you want it to stand up, it will. I don't know if you can see that very well, but... And so there is our finished card. Ta-da! If you wanted to, you could also add some of these little tiny heart embellishments. They have adhesive on them already. They're self-adhesive. So you can just take those off and put them around wherever you'd like to embellish it. I will put one right on the dot of our eye on the inside just because I think they're cute. And to get these, I like to use my pick tool. And just one little trick with this, if you turn it up, some of the clay comes out. It's like that sticky tack stuff. I found sometimes it keeps coming. So once you've dialed it up where you want it, dial it backwards and it'll stop growing. Otherwise you get a really long piece that you don't want. Well, of course that's not going to stick. There we go. And then I'm just going to put that to dot my eye. And there is our finished product. So if you have questions, there is a written tutorial as well that'll step you through the dimensions, and but you can also go to my blog at My Stampin' Garage, or contact me at kpeckstamp, STAMP, @gmail.com. Thanks for watching.